I hold a resistor across these leads, it's hard to keep the connection, but you'll get sound. Now that's a 100 ohm resistor. If I swap it with 15 ohm resistor, you'll hear it's louder, I think. Yeah. The intermittent you're hearing is, it's difficult to keep my hands there. Now, for some reason, that's when it fixes itself, which I can't explain. So what I did there is, hold on, I've got a thing hooked up. For some reason, if you hold on an additional load, like a speaker, like this, or just a resistor, on the output of the speaker terminals, it's a differential output, and what I'm doing is I'm loading down one side of the differential output to ground, and that skews, anyway, it's a long explanation. But what it does is it recovers the sound when you have no sound. And for some reason, when you do that, occasionally the sound will correct itself. That is one of the, I don't know why, I'm just guessing that the sound controller, and I'll point to it, the little sound controller module, which is this thing here, I'm pointing to with the black thing, that has a mind of its own. That's what generates the sound, as ordered by this master controller here. This is the radio, and the thing that actually controls the motor is a small chip that's under there. It's an H-bridge controller. So there's four separate things. There's the radio, the radio controller, master controller, sound controller, and the H-bridge that drives the armature of the DC motor, and a few supporting parts. So I don't know why this corrupts its own differential output that drives the speaker, which is the yellow wires. Yellow wires drive the speaker. But holding that resistor in parallel with it partially fixes it, but you have lower volume. So my thinking is to wire that in permanently and to put it on a switch that you can access, so that you can throw the switch. Anyway, the option would be, if you have no sound, you can throw the switch and you'll get reduced sound, and then at some point you can open the switch and the sound might have fixed itself again, which I don't know why. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking I'm doing. You notice the wheels weren't turning. All I did is I disconnected this little jack which drives the motors. When it's set up like this, the linkage here gets in the way, and I can't do my testing. I found that I have fixed 9 volts, which is what these guys would normally deliver. I have fixed 9 volts through this. It's actually a train power supply. and I have some big buffer caps here to keep the DC nice and smooth so it doesn't damage anything. I found that this thing works a lot better when it has a solid 9 volts. Lesson there being is you need good batteries for this thing. These are dollar store batteries that you're looking at there. I bought them just as a quick backup in case I needed them. You had I think energizers with it. Yeah, you need really good batteries with this thing, there's no doubt. Or it loses its mind and it gets out of sync with this thing, and then the whole thing goes to heck. And it can be frustrating. Okay, so that's an update for you. Bye for now.